actually have a pretty good idea as to what's going on. But okay, we have our strategy back testing. This is looking quite nice so far. We have our AI fixing this little issue here. What else would you guys like to see while we have these things waiting? Okay, we're seeing the back test progress. This thing started, for those of you that are just joining, started at 25,000. It's all the way up to 42,000 already. Only 30% through this, so it's about a month in, and up quite a bit, up almost 20,000 bucks over a month. So this is a pretty nice back test so far. We're running the Iron Condor trading bot. This is one of the bots that we actually made as a company a while ago, and we got some pretty damn cool results doing it. So what else would you guys like to see? Are there any kind of strategies that you've been working on? What have you guys been trying to build on BotSpot? Have you guys created anything interesting or cool, or tried running anything from our marketplace? Or just generally, how's your trading experience going the past week, guys? Anyone here have any good wins? I think if you bought AMD, you're pretty happy right now. I actually want to buy options on AMD. I was this close to buying them. I actually had a reminder set. It was like, reminder, buy AMD call options. I was going to do it, and then it just got ignored. Life got in the way, and I didn't end up buying it. And now I'm kicking myself a bit because it is up a lot. For those of you that have been paying attention to AMD, it's like the new NVIDIA. I think it's going up actually faster than NVIDIA lately. Let's take a look. AMD. I like using Google Finance. So you can see here, over past 6 months, up 169%, guys. Holy crap, it's even more than I thought. 169%. If you compare that to NVIDIA, I think it's been doing a heck of a lot better than NVIDIA Corp. Yep, yeah. NVIDIA is up 74%. AMD is up 169% in only 6 months. That is insane. If you had bought some options around here, right in this little spot right down here, if you had bought yourself a call option on NVIDIA, those maybe a couple of weeks expiry out, you would be a very happy camper. Look at that, going from 86% all the way up to 169. So it's almost doubled in value since the beginning of the month. That's crazy. So 2 weeks, you would have made on the stock itself about 200%. But if you had owned that option, I think you would have probably tripled or quadrupled your money in the course of 2 weeks. You'd be a very happy person, which is something that I would have owned if I had listened to my own reminders. But you win some, you lose some. The money I've been trading has still been doing pretty damn well, so I can't complain. We've had some very, very nice returns over the past few months. All right, but how are your guys doing? How are you guys doing with your trading? Look at that. From a $25,000 account to a $78,000 account. It's up tripled, and we're only 50% through the back test. This strategy is looking real nice to me. It's looking real nice to me, guys. Up to $90,000 already. Look at that. Mind you, this is one of the better time periods. We picked a good time period for this, but this is quite nice. Look at that, from $25,000 to $90,000 in a month and a half. More than triple in a month and a half. That's quite nice. Let's see if this AI can sort this out, and we could actually use a different library. I don't think we need a library for the stuff that we're doing. Look at that, 90,000 bucks. So yeah, what have you guys been trading? Have you guys been trading anything interesting lately? I'll tell you some of the stuff that I've owned. I own a lot of Palantir. I own a lot of Robinhood. I own a lot of Tempus. For those of you that haven't heard of Tempus, I'm a big fan of Tempus stock. If you guys have never heard of these guys, I am a huge fan. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, so I want to put that caveat in there, but these guys are doing some really cool stuff. They're up 124% over the past 6 months. So stock is already doing very, very well. And if you think about why, it's actually pretty amazing what these guys do. So Tempus AI, I actually, full disclosure, I got a job offer from them back in the day. They actually hired me to run their tech team. something like 6 years ago, I got this job offer. I was not able to take it because I didn't have the work visa to do it. Then, it's kind of complicated. I was able to get a work visa in the US because I have a master's in finance degree and I could work in finance jobs. But to work at an AI company that literally was working on saving cancer, I was not able to get, which sucked. But always learned about kind of what they learned a lot about how they do their things. They flew me out to Chicago. I got to know a lot of their team. So I actually really got an inside type of view to Tempus back then, at least quite a few years ago. But yeah, it's just learned a lot about kind of what they do. And Tempus, they actually have this AI tool. They change their website quite a bit. But what they do is they create AI for cancer care. So if you had cancer, if you have cancer, what you could do is you could go to them and they will take a look at your entire medical history. So they'll go, what drugs have doctors tried on you? If for those of you that don't know how complicated cancer is, it is extremely, extremely complicated. If you think that you could just say, "Oh yeah, do chemotherapy and that's it," you're really not understanding how complicated this disease is. There's all sorts of different medications that they could give you for chemotherapy, for this and for that. And basically, they'll take a look at what drugs you've responded to in the past, look at all your MRIs and things like that, feed it into an AI along with thousands of other patients. And they could say, well, you look kind of like George who did this, you know, 2 years ago and ended up being cured. So they could like really figure out what medications to give you. And the testimonials I saw were just crazy. There's like basically you'd only go to Tempest when you're like on your deathbed, stage 4 cancer. You have a couple weeks to live. There's this one woman that they showed me that was like literally that, right? She had like 4 weeks to live, and doctors basically said it's over, it's done. She went to Tempest. Tempest ran her medical records through her database, and gave her new medication, and she became cancer free. It's like, what the hell? Going from you have 4 weeks to live to full remission is wild. So I've been a big fan of these guys. I actually did the math. If I took that job and was able to actually work it, I would have had um, well over $1 million in stock options by now. We're making up for it by buying their call options though, which I've made quite a bit of money off of. I don't think we made $1 million yet, but we're chipping away at it. We've definitely made quite a bit. But yeah, so I'm a huge fan of these guys. I think it's really interesting. They've been doing some very cool stuff lately too, where this is something that they're now, I believe this is what they're calling David, is this kind of thing where they're going to medical professionals. I think they started with one in, I want to say Rhode Island or something like that, where they gave this to a hospital, and now their doctors are using it with their patients, not just for cancer care, but for a lot of other stuff. So if you were to go to that specific hospital, they'd plug all of your medical records into this AI, and they could actually just ask it questions. It could be like, "Is this patient allergic to penicillin or whatever?" Or what kind of drugs might respond to this person if they have, cancer or whatever, some sort of diabetes treatments, like all these different kind of things that they could ask directly based off of your medical records and all of the AI's training on all these different medical records over the past number of years. So very interesting company. I'm a big fan of them. That's my little rant. If you guys haven't paid attention to Tempest AI, I would strongly suggest that you look a little bit deeper into this company.